So I think, as Nabila said, access is not where it ends. Access is not the target. Right? When you look at technology, even access, people sit on access, but can't access the access, right? So in technology, about over 40% of the access that's available to people is not attainable because of a number of different issues. It could be the lack of equipment, so you have the wrong phone, so you're sitting around 5G, 10G, but you can't access it because you don't have the right equipment. And then you also look at digital literacy, right, which is really important, right? So it's one thing to say, oh, I have a phone. Most of us have phones, we use about 12% of it. So imagine other people who just don't have the basic education. And then we start looking at what is digital literacy in essence, right? Is it speaking English, or is it the language that you are birthed with? Right. So is it really becomes comprehension is what literacy really means. So we're so far off from that, right? So we talk about inclusion, but the building blocks to inclusion must include getting people equipped to be included, right? So it's like entering a room and not being in the right outfit. You're not really there. You're not part of that party, right? So how do we ensure that we are building people, we're building women, right, to be able to participate in what we're calling inclusion, right? It's not just about opening the door and having access to it, but is what are we putting in our education system, right? So I stopped by, she's not my goddaughter, but she's a friend's daughter, and I bought her a doll. And her mother is an engineer, right? So she's watching me play with her daughter with the doll. I sent pictures to my wife, she's laughing at me, oh, there you are playing with dolls. But then we started having this conversation about how does this affect the pipeline, right? When we talk about inclusion, so a lot of times we look at inclusion, we talk about inclusion from a consumption perspective. What about the producing side of it, right? The whole engineering pipeline, right? So I'm an engineer as well, so I think of things in engineering terms. So you have a pipeline. How many people are we training to put in that pipeline so we can have engineers on the other end, right? What are the offshoots of the pipeline? Why is the leakages on the pipeline, right? So why do women end up leaving? So these issues, childbirth, the jobs, marriage, societal pressures, these are the things we need to address alongside with the conversation about access. Because otherwise, the doors will be flung open and we said, you have access, but then you still can't move the needle because all of the building blocks are not in place. So I'll stop there for now.